Here's the thing. You didn't start a photography business because you wanted to be stressed, broke, and burned out. You started it because you love it, because it lights you up, because you wanted to build something that paid you and gave you a life. So why do so many photographers end up exhausted, undercharging, and wondering if it's even worth it? By the way, if you're new to my channel, I'm Sarah Petty, founder of the Photography Business Institute. I've been running my boutique portrait studio for 28 years. I've coached tens of thousands of photographers, and what separates the ones who are genuinely happy, not just surviving, but actually thriving, isn't just strategy. It's how they think and how they live. Today, I'm sharing 10 rules I live by. Rules that have shaped my business, my mindset, and honestly, my whole life. Some of them are going to surprise you, but I promise every single one is real, tested, and worth writing down. The first rule is to fail faster. Brené Brown popularized a speech by Theodore Roosevelt called The Man in the Arena. The gist of it is this: the critic in the stands doesn't count. The only person who matters is the one in the arena, sweating, striving, failing, and getting back up. Because at least they're doing the thing. Write that down, because next time someone criticizes your work, your prices, your business, oh, no one will pay that. Ask yourself, are they in the arena? Are they actually putting themselves out there and building something? If not, their opinion does not get a seat at your table. And when you fail, because you will, that's not a sign you're doing it wrong. That's proof you're in the arena, my friend, and failure is learning. The biggest successes in this industry are the ones who failed the most and kept going. Fail fast, fail often, learn from it, and keep moving. The second rule is to stop giving energy to outcomes you don't want. Here's what anxiety really is. It's spending your mental energy rehearsing things you're afraid of. What if no one books? What if they hate the images? What if I raise my prices and I lose all my clients? Listen, I've been there. And I can tell you, every minute you spend in that loop is a minute you're not spending building toward what you actually want. So when you catch yourself spiraling, I want you to say out loud, no voice in my head, I'm putting my energy on my goals, my dreams, and what I want to happen, not on what I'm afraid of. This single shift changed how I start every day. Tony Robbins said, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Protect it. The third rule is that a no is just as valuable as a yes. I believe that. Listen, if every single person said yes to you, every inquiry booked, every price accepted, every idea worked, what would that teach you? Nothing. You'd stop growing and you'd get lazy. The no's are the ones that sharpen you. They push you to create a better experience, to get more clear on your message and figure out what isn't working. A no from someone who wanted the cheapest photographer in town isn't rejection, my friend. It's simply confirmation that you're positioned as something more. Stop dreading the no. It's just as much work for your business as the yes. The fourth rule is to write 10 handwritten notes of joy every single week. Not texts, not emails, handwritten notes that thank people, lift people up, and let them know that you see them and you are a friend of theirs. This is one of the first things I teach inside my programs, and I've never stopped doing it in my 28 years. And here's why this works. Because in a world of notifications and inbox noise, a handwritten note in someone's mailbox is unforgettable. It keeps you connected to past clients, referral partners, and the people in your community who send you business. But here's what it does. It helps you see opportunities in your market. Clients are attracted to you because you're putting your awesome sauce out into the world, and it trains your brain to look for things to be grateful for and to appreciate in other people. And that changes everything about how you show up in your sessions, in your sales, in your life. 10 notes every week. Start now. The fifth rule is the one most photographers skip, and it costs them everything. Switch to the right business model. You can have the best mindset, the best gratitude practice, the best community, and still be broke if you're running the wrong model. And the wrong model for portrait photographers who want to make money and have a life is the digital file model. Grinding through volume sessions, handing over a gallery, and hoping clients order something. It's a price race to the bottom, and you will not win it. The boutique model is different. Fewer clients, in-person ordering appointments, wall art, albums, and framed portraits that go in their walls and stay there for generations. Clients who invest pay because you've guided them through an experience that felt like something. I switched to this model when I had 3 babies at home and no time to waste. And within a year and a half, I replaced my ad agency salary. Not because I was a better photographer than everyone else, because I was running a better business. The right model changes everything. And if you haven't made the switch yet, that's the next move to make. The 6th rule is to thank everyone and mean it every single time. I believe your ceiling as a photographer is directly tied to how much gratitude you carry, not your talent, not your gear, your gratitude. There's a principle in the corporate world called the Peter Principle. Maybe you've heard of it. It's the idea that people get promoted until they hit one step past their qualifications, and that's where they stay, which is scary because that would imply that everyone in the company is underqualified. But I think that's wrong. I think where you stay and how far you elevate has everything to do with your attitude, specifically your gratitude. Thanking your clients, thanking people who referred you, thanking people who said no, thanking people who helped you when you were just starting out. Gratitude opens doors, it keeps relationships warm, and it makes you someone people genuinely want to send business to. Let the ego go, friend, and thank everyone. It makes a bigger difference than you think. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, be sure to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter where I share little strategies like these that can change everything in your business, my friend. Go to the description below and grab that link. The 7th rule is to build your back pocket and protect it. So here's the thing. Your friends and family want to support you, but they have not run a business that competes with free because everyone has a digital camera. And so you still need your friends and your family, but you put them in your front pocket. Then the community of people who get what you're building, the photographers who are learning from the same mentor, and that mentor that you can reach out to when something goes wrong and they actually understand what it is and why it matters. That's your back pocket. This is one of the things I see missing most in photographers who are struggling. They're trying to build alone or taking advice from their front pocket who hasn't been where they want to go. And doing it alone, we call that being a lone rangerpreneur. That approach just doesn't work. Being around people who are doing what you're doing, who are in the arena too, that's momentum. That's fuel. That's your back pocket. Find your community and invest. The 8th rule is one I grew up with, and it never gets old. Zig Ziglar always said, you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. And I live by that. Lifting as you climb isn't just a nice idea. It's a strategy. And when you help someone else get where they're going, something opens up for you too. Generosity is magnetic. It comes back around in ways you never expect. Don't just look ahead at where you're going. Reach back and grab the person behind you. The 9th rule, my dad would be so proud if he were still with us, is to live below your means, my friend, so you can say yes when it matters. If you're spending every dollar you make as fast as you can, you don't have choices. You can't invest in coaching or education. You can't say yes to an opportunity that requires upfront risk. You can't ride out a slow season without panic. But when you live below your means, you create breathing room. And breathing room is where good decisions get made. Friend, stop spending money on things that don't build your future. Invest in yourself instead, and I promise you will always get a return on that. And rule number 10, the one I want you to leave with, is to be your own diehard fan. I think a lot of us had high school do a number on us. We were told we were either too much or we were not enough, too loud, too ambitious, not talented enough. And we carried those messages into our businesses and built an inner critic that has been running commentary ever since. Here's what I want you to decide right now. You are going to be your own biggest cheerleader. Not because everything is perfect, not because it's all working, because you are in the arena, my friend, and you are doing the thing. Building a boutique portrait business takes courage. It takes showing up when you're not sure it's working. It takes raising your prices when every instinct says don't. It takes getting back up after a hard session or a slow month or a client who said no. You can't do any of that if you're not rooting for yourself. So my friend, be your own die-hard fan. You are worth every penny of belief. And here's what I want you to take away. A happy life as a photographer isn't an accident. It's built one rule, one decision, one brave choice at a time. Pick one rule from today's list and start living it this week. Just one. Then come back and add another. And if you're ready to build a business that's not just profitable, but genuinely fulfilling, book a free call with my team. The link is in the description because I have a passion to help any photographer who wants to make their life better and put their family first. We would love to be that person in your corner.